Airports. Don't you just love them? Why do we have airports? Well, a long time ago, God looked down from heaven and he saw mankind. And he thought that mankind deserved a punishment. So eventually, he created airports. And when he thought that wasn't punishment enough, he created Ryanair. That's the airline that announces that the toilets at the front are only for business class passengers and the toilets for economy passengers are in Tenerife. So just hang on till you get there. Or there might be a toilet at the rear of the plane, and if you're lucky, you'll be sitting right beside it for hours. And by the time you get to dinner time, if you're at the rear of the plane or just about anywhere else if it's Ryanair, you can be sure that the good food has run out, and all that will be left is a cold turkey sandwich or perhaps a fish head straight from the waters of Ireland. Yes, get the food down you when you travel by air. It's a joy. So airports have come into our lives not just to make sure that you can catch COVID, but also to give us a whole new dimension on what life is all about. See, airports, although you might not think it, airports love you just as much as you love them. They don't want you to rush through, they want you to stay a little longer. Not just sitting sad and lonely on those hard little brick plastic seats. They want you to have a good time and get to know lots of other people. So every time you go to an airport, they'll organise a party for you. Sometimes it's called the long queue party. That gives you time to chat to the incredibly boring people ahead of you, who, insanely, you discover only live 3 streets away, and they're going to the same place you are. What joy. Then it's time to get to know those people behind you, who have those horrible little kids who keep banging your ankles with the trolley. Ah yes, straight out of a horror movie. But sometimes it's called the delay party, which is intended either to get you sectioned under the Mental Health Act or to test your eyesight. Because they throw in a free computer game called Spot the Flight. Ever done that? You keep looking up at that electronic notice board that blinks every time it gets to your flight. The rest all seem to be solid, unreadable, but your flight blinks. Why does it blink? Then suddenly it will say, boarding, gate 76. Panic, start running. Gate 76 is a long way away. But that's just for the fun of it. And airports love you so much that for special occasions, if you've been good, they'll organise a sleepover. Sleepovers are the best. You get to find an empty piece of carpet to sleep on. Try not to think that everyone who has walked through the doggy poo on the pavement outside has also walked on your piece of carpet. Just get on with it. Sleep tight. What's not to like? If you've seen the news recently, you will know that there is going to be a 3rd runway at Heathrow Airport. Or rather, there isn't. Because, can you believe it, some selfish, self-centred people called local residents have won a High Court order stopping it because the government didn't comply with its own environmental regulations. But, well, it's just a hiccup along the way, isn't it? It's just a little thing that if you have persistence and patience, you will find that the people who build airports won't be worried one little thing. Because one Monday morning, they'll just start building it anyway. And everyone will think, how did that happen? But everyone will think, well, it must be approved. And so it will go, and we'll have another airport. It will cost more billions than you can count. As people struggle with their little lives, they will find that the people who build the airport have to move rivers and roads and reroute the M25 underneath a tunnel beneath the new runway. Local residents will find that their back gardens have just become a slip road to the main runway. Now they can walk to the airport, they won't even need a taxi. So tell them to stop complaining. They've got an airport on the doorstep, or probably just about in the back garden. So why would they complain? Because all is not lost. The airport says that for people living nearby, The noise of the jets taking off will only be transient. That is tonight's word. Not patience, not persistence, but transient. Yes, the noise of jets taking off is only transient, and when your eardrums break as the air pressures overhead smash your face into the floor, then you know with comfort that it's only transient. So when you're sitting in your living room, all I can say to those residents is that when your eardrums are exploding and the cat is hanging off the curtains, you can rest assured that the noise is only transient. It's called progress. Get used to it. What do you think of airports? Well, they're here to stay, let's face it. So, let's all have a drink to airports. Shall we have a drink to airports? There's no need to rush the drink. The flight's been cancelled.